There's a lot of things going on in this country that are a little bit unsettling right now. And you feel like this traditional Christian values are really under attack. And it's kind of strange because, I was kind of praying to God. I said, God, I know you're in control. And I know no matter what happens, you're still there. And I said, but I kind of just see a sign. Just something that you could tell me that, hey, Vernon, I'm out here. Hadn't forgot about y'all. I'm still in charge. And I'm going to tell you, this is the sign he sent me, in my opinion, is that the things we've experienced in nature over the last 2 weeks have been phenomenal. How many people saw the double rainbow 2 days ago? Man, I did, and I've got pictures if you hadn't seen them, and it was beautiful. I was coming back and over Ingalls, it looked like it was sitting down on Ingalls. I don't know if it was trying to tell me I should start shopping in Ingalls or what, but it started at Ingalls, went over to the trees and just ended it. It was just like almost a perfect rainbow. The colors were so vibrant, and it was just beautiful, and God just spoke to me so much. Just looking at that rainbow, I had to stop in Ingalls parking lot, and I was out driving with my daughter, getting some driving time in because she's fixing to go get her driver's license, so pray for us. And we stopped and looked at it and took pictures, and it was just amazing. And then how many people last night saw the fireworks show?
That was amazing too. I
didn't know there was a fireworks show.
Well, it wasn't really a fireworks show, but we were coming home from Rockmart. We had to go up to Rockmart last night, and there was just this big cloud in the sky. And inside that cloud was the lightning strikes, just over and over. And you can see it on Facebook. I know Joseph Collett filmed it. And he put it on Facebook, and if you have not seen it, you need to go watch it. And it's just breathtaking, wasn't it, Debbie? And just looking at it, I just said, wow, I know God's still there and he still cares. And he was showing me that, yes, Vernon, I am still here, and this is amazing. And I just thank him for that, and I just love him and appreciate that he still is there and still cares about us and still has us under his protection right now. Okay? Just want to say that. Probably didn't have a lot to do with...
Just tell him to fear not. Is that what you're saying?
That's what he was saying. Probably didn't have a lot to do with county business or what's going on in the county, but I am Vernon Collett, and I'm commissioner for Post 3 in Paulding County. Took office in January, so I've been all of 6 months in office. That makes me a CIT, commissioner in training. Don't know how long it's going to take for me to learn. Probably never. I'll probably always be a CIT as long as I have the job, but that's okay. I've gone to a lot of ACCG classes, and I've learned a lot about county government and what needs to be done, how you run things, the proper procedures, which is very important, the rule of law, which is very important, which seems the country has kind of forgotten about the rule of law and just wants to do things the way they want to do it, not going through correct procedures. And you start getting that way, and then everything becomes chaotic, and we don't need that. So let's talk about the county. What's going on in the county? Well, this week I had an opportunity to go to a Bible study, and the guy leading the class, he just stood up and he said, we're going to do something different tonight. And he said, I'm going to ask you a question. He says, there's a verse in the Bible that says, be ready or be prepared to always give hope or a reason for the hope that lies within you. And the whole discussion was on that, and we're not going to talk about that today, okay? It's a different topic for a different time, but I was amazed and I loved the answers, and everybody in the class got involved and everybody had something to say. So I thought today, why not kind of do something that way? Now I'm in the process of setting up a town hall meeting, and we're going to do that, and hopefully it'll be coming out soon. But this is going to be kind of a prelude maybe to that. But my question today would be, what's the number one thing we need in Paulding County right now? What is that number one thing that we really need in Paulding County? And I'm talking about outside of transparency and ethics, because I think that goes without being said. I think we always need an ethical government. If you don't have an ethical government, I think we're going to have a lot of problems. But what do we need in this county? It's all everybody talks about. Somebody knows.
Jobs.
Jobs. Is that what you're going to say, Virginia?
Economic development.
Economic development. Jobs. It's all hand in hand, isn't it? So when we talk about economic development, I think it's important. And as commissioners, I think we've accomplished a lot. I think we've done a lot. I think we've had a lot of votes. I think most of them have been good. And I think for the most part, probably, and Todd probably can help me better on this, 90-something+% we voted unanimously, right? So I think that shows, and that's a good thing. And there's been some things that we have been different on. But let's talk about economic development. What does it take to have a strong economic development in the county? What's it take to really attract those companies to come here? Well, we have to know what our assets are. When I was running for office, I had a lady come up to me and she said, I think we need to try and get a Kia in Paulding County. And I said, well, they already got a Kia down there, and they're not gonna build another one up here. And she said, well, I don't mean Kia. She said, I mean something like Kia. And I said, so you want to bring a Kia plant or a plant like Kia that's gonna produce, manufacture automobiles, put them together and sell them? She said, yeah. And I said, you know, I would love it. I said, but it's not probably feasible. It's probably not ever gonna happen. And she looked at me and she said, well, with an attitude like that, it won't happen. And I said, well, ma'am, I'm not trying to get back in your face or be negative. I said, but we need to know what we have to offer as a county and what we need to go after and what we can attract. We'll never be able to attract a Kia plant in this county. Where would we put it?
Who's up 61 North?
Who has seen the Kia plant? Who has seen the Kia plant? Has anybody seen the Kia plant? Okay, it's huge. If you started at this end and went to the other end, and then it didn't stop there, but went past the companies that have built there because they supply goods to Kia, how long is it?
That's huge.
Long way.
I promise it's a mile.
Yeah.
And it may be longer than a mile. And it's what? Is that land rolling and
A
hilly?
lot of flat land.
Flat land.
Right beside the interstate there.
Right beside the interstate, flat land. Well, okay, we don't have an interstate. And Paulding County is a beautiful county. Beautiful rolling hills. Where's our flat land? We have a little here in Hiram, but we don't have much flat land. There's not enough room in Hiram to build it either. So what you're telling me when you say you want a Kia plant is, we're going to tell a company and convince some company that they need to come here, spend $20 to $30 million just grading the property before they can even start building the facility. I think we're going to lose every time. We need to know what our assets are. Right now, one of our biggest assets to me is actually the hospital. We need to focus on those jobs that support the hospital. I think that's a place we can start. Something we can build off of. And those will be higher tech jobs, higher paying jobs. Jobs that won't go away easily. Healthcare is a big deal. Doesn't require a mile worth of flat land. They could even build it on rolling land. We could have a campus up there, you know, some kind of a medical campus like they've done in Augusta or like they've done in Rome. And Rome doesn't have an interstate running through it either.
My ride.
Okay, well, thank you.
Y'all have a good meeting. God bless you. Bye.
Bye. So that's what we need to do as elected officials and as citizens. You need to understand there are certain things we can attract and certain things we can't attract. And we need to understand what we can attract, and we need to go after those type businesses. I'm not against economic development. We've met and with the Economic Development Board and talked to them, and I know they're looking at hiring somebody new now, and hopefully they do, and it'll be a pretty good person. A person with a proven track record that has done it before, a person that believes they need to be self-sufficient, a person that has done that and made it self-sufficient. Well, we've got someone, or they've got somebody like that, because we don't hire them, you know, the board hires them. And he seemed like a pretty sharp guy, so we'll just have to keep our eyes open and see what happens with that, may or may not. So let's say we understand now what businesses we need to go after, and where we need to attract, and where we need to put them. How do we get them here? What would be the most important thing we could do to get those businesses here?
You have to attract them.
Sewer, 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 please. Every time we get anybody, they turn away. We have no sewer.
Yes, Virginia. She's
That's true.
still your thunder?
No, because we also need a ready workforce, people that they feel like have the skills and abilities and training to do the job.
And that's true. I think both true. I'm going to put a little more emphasis on the sewer, though. Somebody that most people don't want to talk about. It's not a glorious thing to talk about. Why do you want to talk about sewer? Well, I've got a friend that's a commercial real estate developer, works for a huge company in Atlanta. And you know the property across the street from the hospital? He's had that sold a couple times. And the final reason why the companies did not buy it was the cost to put the sewer in, and they were not going to put it on septic. They said, no, we'll go to another county that's already got the sewer infrastructure, and we'll come in there.
Now, unfortunately, we've got a lot of granite. It's not as easy to put the sewers in other places. You have to blast it all the way, so it's real expensive.
But it can be done.
It can be done.
And it's going to have to be done. The two things to me that really to attract businesses, you better have good internet service, and you better have sewer. Hiram is where it is today, and I hear people say this all the time. Well, it's because Mayor Dewey Pendleton, is that correct? Did I say it right? had the foresight to put the alcohol in Hiram. And I think that's part of the story, but I don't think it's the whole true story. Because if you understand what happened with Kmart and Kroger when they went up there, it had a lot to do with the sewer system that they finally got in up there. Because, and Teresa, you may know about this and you may not, but if that sewer didn't go in, Kmart was not going in. And if Kmart wouldn't have gone in, the sewer wouldn't have gone in, we probably wouldn't have Walmart. And that's where things got started. Now, did the alcohol help that? Probably. Okay, and that's another discussion for another time, and some people are going to like that, some aren't. But if you're looking at what really got Hiram on its feet, those are the two things that happened. How many people know where the McDonald's is on 61 Scoggins Road? How many people love going in there and smelling the smell? Has anyone ever noticed the smell?
Yeah.
You have. Why is that? That McDonald's is on a septic tank. And that septic system they have really can't handle that facility. Matter of fact, if you keep an eye on that McDonald's, you're going to see sometimes it's closed down where the health department has closed it down. They have to have the septic tank pumped all the time. Now, I'm not going to name names, but we've got an outfit over in Sunnyland Industrial Park, you know, the one that's behind Target, I guess, for lack of a better, you know where I'm talking about. Great company, probably employs 75 people in the county. They were looking at leaving the county. Why were they going to leave the county? Sewer. They've got 2 septic tanks now. They want to add on. They want to add on and bring another 20 or 30 employees. County won't let them put a 3rd septic tank in. Oh, did I mention the 2 septic tanks they have now has to be pumped 3 times a year each? I was talking to the manager and he joked and he said, I guess we could talk to the county and letting us go ahead and build our facility if we promise to make the people go over to Sam's Club and Target to use the restroom. Sewer's important. There's another business over in Sunnyland. People would probably not, if I told you the name of the company, you'd say, oh, I know what they do this. But what most people don't know after sitting down talking to the owner is that 30% of their business is actually laundering linens for restaurants, and most of them big restaurants out of Atlanta. 30% of their business. I would have never known that if I wouldn't have talked to him. He took me back there and showed me. He's got this huge commercial wash machine. I mean, it's huge. It's about as big as this table and probably about 6 foot tall. They wash linens in it, dry them. Well, he could actually put a second machine in and probably double his linen business, but he can't. The county won't let him put a second septic tank in. So these 2 companies I'm talking to, their options are to really leave the county, go somewhere else. Between those 2 companies, we're talking about almost 40 jobs, new, not the 75 and the 20-something he already has. We can't afford for them to leave. Now I got some good news for you, okay? Well, I was very instrumental in helping Sunnyland obtain, and Jamie Gilbert, before he left, got a grant for him, and this one company wants it so much they're willing to put up 10 grand of their own money. And so they're putting 10 grand of their own money up, and why are they doing that? So that they can get sewer, get rid of their septics, and they can add on, they can stay in Paulding. Of course, now I know business is business, and you look at putting up 10 grand versus moving a whole facility, manufacturing facility, it's going to be cheaper to pay the 10 grand. So I know that had a lot to do with it, but it's a good thing. Yes, Teresa?
Vernon, what is the closest sewer in proximity to those 2 businesses you're speaking about in Sunnyland? Is it right behind them where the Harris's developed another industrial park?
I don't think it's on Paris's. I honestly don't know the answer to that question, but I don't think so, because I think when Sunnyland gets the sewer in, it's going to be the first in that area. But there's a lot of businesses in there that I think will tie in, and there's room for expansion there. So we'll see some companies come in there, I think. Yes?
Vernon, what about the sewer they're putting downtown? How far is that going to extend?
Well, I was going to bring that up, and Teresa probably talk on that. How many people love downtown Hiram? I love going downtown Hiram. I just love Hiram, period. Don't y'all? Okay, I should. It's in my post. I better love it. But it's a lot of fun, you know. And I like Dollar Tree. I don't know how many people eat Dollar Tree. That's one of mine, Debbie's favorite places to eat. We're probably going to be eating there tonight, aren't we? But there's one restaurant down there, and not other business. Well, why is this, Teresa? Why is it that way?
Just one restaurant?
Yes.
Several years ago, the county refused to give us any more permits to serve any kind of food because of the septic tank situation.
City Council, you hear it? So we got a downtown situation, and what do people like to go to downtown? Those little coves, I mean, the atmosphere, who's been to Olive Tree? I love the atmosphere in Olive Tree.
Beautiful.
I love it in there, it's beautiful. We could have more places in there like that, and different types of buildings, but the whole downtown is on a septic tank. Have you ever noticed you can't park in that field? They got like, why? That's their sewer lines, that's their septic lines. You run over the septic lines, you destroy their septic system, and they have to shut down the whole city.
Yeah.
Well,
Courthouse too.
And since it's, like I said, with granite, it also doesn't perk because of the granite. So you really is better to pipe it away than try to get the soil to percolate, because it's just as hard, granite doesn't percolate either. So you
True.
always have that layer it gets saturated very quickly.
And septic lines don't last forever.
Yeah.
Okay? But we've been instrumental, and I feel like I was part of this too, Teresa, and I hope you do, is getting a sewer for downtown Hiram. Now, Hiram's paying for that.
Yes.
And we should thank Hiram for that, but it's going to benefit them. Yeah. And what's going to happen when they get finished with it, they are going to turn it over to the county, and we're going to take it over. But this is going to give the opportunity for us to really start, hopefully, revitalizing downtown Hiram. So these are the things I see and the things I need, and they're not pretty, and nobody, I don't think, wants to be known as the sewer commissioner. But it may be my fate, because I think that's one of the big things we need to do if we really want to attract business. Now, we also have the airport, and I'm sure everybody's sitting here waiting. When's he going to bring up the airport? Okay? We have an airport. Is the airport an attraction for a business? Is it the reason a business is going to locate in this county? Most businesses, the answer is going to be no. The airport's a tool that they can use for being here. But it's not the solve all. If you listen to a lot of people talk, is that if we get this 139 and we have commercial flights, everything in the county is going to change. Not necessarily. You know, it could be some problems. If it really does get to 139 and go commercial, and they really do start flying 1 million people out of here a year, that's 747s or whatever. The average passenger flight's 130 people. 130 people on our highways. You do the math, that's about an extra 1,200 cars a day just in town. We're not set up for that. If that's going to happen, we probably should be planning for it. Now, I've talked to most people on the board of the AA. I've talked to Propeller. I've met with Brett Smith 3 times. I'm not against a good general aviation airport. I'm not against businesses in the aerospace industry. I think they'd be positive. I'll do anything I can to help do that in a general aviation airport. When I talked to Brett the first time, and every single person I've talked to on the board, I've asked them this one simple question. Please show me or tell me your vision of the airport 15, 20 years down the road. I don't want to know next year. I want to know down the road what you see happening 20 years from now. And you know, I have every one of them tell me the same thing. Brett Smith was a little sharper. He said, hey, I can do better than that. I can show you a PowerPoint presentation. And this is a PowerPoint presentation he showed in Alpharetta. Great presentation. I loved it. I thought it was good. Didn't think it was negative. We got to this page in the PowerPoint presentation. I know you probably can't see this from here. But this is a picture, an aerial view of our airport. And if you look at it, it shows all around the airport all these different businesses. And they're all in the aerospace industry. But what it doesn't show on here is commercial flights. And I said, this is your view 10, 15, 20 years down the road? And he said, yes, it is. I said, well, Brett, I can get behind you on that. I have no problem. I'll support that. I said, matter of fact, looking at this picture, and there's all these different companies on here, and I don't know them, but you probably know them. Fred probably knows every one of them. But up front, they have a Hilton Hotel, 5-star Hilton Hotel. And I said, Brett, I agree with everything on here, except for the Hilton Hotel. I mean, I'd be for it, but I don't think they'll ever build one there. Not a 5-star hotel. It's just too far out. And he said, oh, yeah, they will. And I said, well, we'll disagree on that point, okay? Because I just don't think it'll ever happen. I said, but I got a question for you.